Hello guys and welcome back to Dylan's Little Hobbies, and in today's video I am going to be actually answering a question that's, pretty much the entire story of Star Wars basically wants you to ask this question and basically wants you to find an answer to. But, with the sequel trilogy, I'm not going to get into the sequel trilogy. I pretty much abandoned the idea of the sequel trilogy. This right here is the future Star Wars to me. I cannot wait for more Mandalorian. But there is an interesting question that, as a Star Wars fan, you have to ask, and you kind of have to find an answer to. What makes a Jedi a Jedi? What makes a bad guy a bad guy? What makes the Sith the Sith? What makes a Jedi a Jedi? What makes a Jedi not just a Jedi, but a true Jedi? So yeah, lightsabers, using the Force, that's great. The thing is, and with the whole thing about this thing that they're doing in the High Republic era, I'm really interested. If there's one thing that I am interested in from the High Republic era, trust me, I really don't think it's gonna end up that good. Just from what I've been hearing about it, it's just not gonna be my taste. I'm expecting it to fail. I'm gonna be honest with you, but if anything from that series that I am interested in is how are they, the creators of Star Wars, going to answer what makes a Jedi a true Jedi? Because here's the thing, when it comes to the prequels, we are specifically taught from George Lucas himself, through the Clone Wars and through the movies, that the Jedi during this age, during the Republic, not the High Republic that comes before, but during the time of the movies and the Clone Wars, the Jedi have lost their way. And that's why Palpatine is able to quickly destroy him. So that comes down to the question, what makes a Jedi a true Jedi? Why is Luke a true Jedi? Why I feel like when it comes to Rey and the others, they're not. That's what I'm going to answer in this video. So without further ado, the best way, the one person that I've always looked at and said, now that's a true Jedi, it's Luke Skywalker. And look, I'm not going to go into what they've done to his character in the sequel trilogy. I really, really love Luke Skywalker, and it's because of his journey. It is his journey in the original trilogy that shows how he becomes a true Jedi. And here's the thing. You need to become a true Jedi to become a Force ghost. That's really, really important. And we even see this in the Clone Wars when we have Yoda himself. Not this guy, that's Baby Yoda. But we have Yoda himself actually learn about how to become a Force ghost. He goes to a whole bunch of different planets. It's a really cool part of Season 6. And through that, we actually have this really interesting moment where Yoda is confronted face to face with his darker half. Now hold on a minute, Jedi don't have darker half, and you know what? Yoda would have told you that too. Originally, that's what's interesting about Yoda, is that even though the grayest mind of the Jedi, he still is wrong sometimes. He still has to learn sometimes. That just shows that it doesn't matter how powerful you are, how much you know of everything, you don't know everything, and there's always room to learn about something. That's just interesting that Yoda himself has to learn about how to become a Force ghost. And through that, he has to confront his evil half that he thought he didn't have. The fact is, the Jedi are not. A true Jedi does not ignore the fact that they have a darker half. And it's interesting that in the original trilogy, Yoda, he doesn't he doesn't say the darker half isn't there. He doesn't say that it's, he says that it's not stronger, it's just the easier path, but he does acknowledge that a darker half is there, and that if you let it consume you, then forever it will consume your destiny and your path, you know. But he does acknowledge that the dark side exists. That's something that Jedi used to not do. Jedi used to pretend that they do not have a darker half. And whenever they seen a darker half, they either ignored it or they kicked it out of their order because they didn't want darker half anybody in there. That's why everyone, if you read the stuff about Dooku, I'm not really a huge Dooku fan, but if you read the books about Dooku in his younger days, the fact is, Yoda and everyone else kind of looked down upon Dooku because of his interest in the darker side. Really, what they should have done is they should have taught him about the darker side and how to defeat it. Acknowledge his interest. Acknowledge what he was doing. And Dooku might have never have betrayed the Jedi, you know, and it's happens a lot in the Clone Wars, especially. You can see that they really try to ignore the fact that they have darker halves, and that's not what a true Jedi does. A true Jedi acknowledges their darker half, and they don't act on it. Now, this is really interesting in terms of the character Luke Skywalker, because what does he do when, in Episode 6? My favorite moment is Episode 6. When it comes to all of Star Wars, my favorite moment of Star Wars is Episode 6. During the duel between Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. I love Episode 6. It's my favorite Star Wars movie, but it's because of this scene, because of this fight, because of this battle, this Jedi lightsaber battle between Darth Vader and his son. What happens here is really interesting. Darth Vader finds out that he has a daughter, and he tries to use that knowledge against Luke. Luke, in his fit of rage, overcomes Darth Vader and is about to defeat him when he cuts off his hand. And if he went a little too far, not only would he have killed Darth Vader, but he would have obviously chosen Palpatine. But what did he do? He acknowledged his father's failures. He acknowledged his failures. He knows that he's going down a similar path that his father is. And instead of walking down that path, he acknowledges his evil half. And he throws back the lightsaber and says, "No, I will not turn to the dark side. I am a true Jedi like my father before me." And is Anakin a true Jedi? I would say yes, because he acknowledges his darker half, you know. He knows that it's there. Now, the only difference between Luke and Darth Vader is that Anakin Skywalker actually was tired of it. He was tired of the way the world was working, tired of hiding his love for his wife, and was too scared. And whenever he asked for help, he got the exact same answer. Just let it go. You know, that stuff leads to the dark side. Don't act on the dark side. No, then we have to kill you. That just drove him insane to the point where he became what he was always trying to defeat. And that's not how you teach someone to overcome their issues. And this is why Luke Skywalker is able to do it. He acknowledges his darker half, and he doesn't act on it. And that's what makes him a true Jedi. That's what makes Yoda a true Jedi. And I believe in the Obi-Wan series, we are going to see Obi-Wan do the same thing. Acknowledge his darker half, and accept it, and not act on it. And you know that this is something that, when it comes to an our world, it's very serious. For me personally, just everyone, but me personally too, you know. We all have anger, right? Me too. I get super angry a whole lot, you know. The fact is, you don't ignore the fact that you have anger. The fact is, you acknowledge your anger and you don't act on it. This is very hard in the moments when you're angry, and that's why when you're angry, the most important thing to do is to walk away, clear your head, and only in a clear head will you actually be able to know what to do. Because in a fit of rage, you will not know what to do. You know, you will not. And if you act out on that anger, it's only going to make things worse. This is the lesson that I am dealing with. This is a lesson that every human being deals with. And this is the lesson that George Lucas was trying to teach with Star Wars. Why so many people get wrong, I don't know. People think a true Jedi, is just someone who's waving a lightsaber, who can never do anything wrong. Of course, I'm talking about Rey here. I'm sorry. The idea that to become a Jedi you have to be perfect is wrong. And I really don't like the sequel trilogy because that's what they kind of say, you know? Luke Skywalker is not perfect. Darth Vader is definitely not perfect. But it's because of that they become true Jedi. Anyways, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think makes a true Jedi a Jedi? Thank you guys for watching, and I am out. Bye.